friends, it's Jennifer from Live, Laugh, Love to Read. Today I have a book haul from Goodwill. Okay, so if you've watched any of my other videos, you now know that I either get my books at Goodwill, thrift stores, garage sales, library, eBay. And that's where I get my books. I hardly ever buy new books. If I do, I probably buy it for my Kindle. Because sometimes they're a little bit cheaper. But anyway, let's just get started because I've got 5 books. So, without further ado, the first book I got was Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. So, I have some other books by Christina Lauren on my shelf that I have not read yet. But I know that other people really like her, so that's why I picked this one up. Says, just friends, just friends, just friends. If they repeat it enough, maybe it'll be true. Hazel Camille Bradford knows she's a lot to handle, and frankly, most men aren't up to the challenge. If her army of pets and thrill for the absurd don't send them running, her lack of filter means she'll say exactly the wrong thing in a delicate moment. Their loss. She's a good soul in search of honest fun. Josh M. has known Hazel since college, where her zany playfulness proved completely incompatible with his mellow restraint. From the first night they met, when she gracelessly told him she would be honored to give you sex tonight, when she sent him an unintelligible email while in a post-surgical haze, Josh has always thought of Hazel more as a spectacle than a peer. But now, 10 years later, and after a cheating girlfriend has turned his life upside down, going out with Hazel is a breath of fresh air. Not that Josh and Hazel date, at least not each other, because setting each other up on progressively terrible double-blind dates so they can hang out together means there's nothing between them, right? That sounds kind of funny. Okay. Sounds kind of funny. So the next one I got was Still Missing by Chevy Stevens. And I just finished another one by her. I really like her books. I just finished Still... Let's see. It's on my Kindle. Let's just look. I think it was called Still Watching. But this one, Still Missing... I also have another one on my shelf by her that I haven't read. Chevy Stevens. And I actually follow her on Instagram. And she will actually answer you if you say something on there, which is actually quite cool. I mean, how cool is it nowadays that with social media, your favorite authors, you can talk to your favorite authors? I mean, really. I'm old. I'm 50. So to me, that's pretty cool. I think it's cool. But, let's see. What am I... Oh, nope. Here it is. Let's see. I just read... Slow. Always Watching. That was the one I read, and I just did a review on. I actually read that one on the cruise ship. So, when I seen this one at Goodwill, I was like, oh yeah. So, Still Missing by Chevy Stevens. I think I was saying her name wrong the whole time in that other video. It's probably Chevy, right? Don't you think? I was saying Chevy. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going with Chevy. Because that sounds like it's more right. Let's see. On the day she was abducted, Annie O'Sullivan, a 32-year-old realtor, had 3 goals. Sell a house, forget about a recent argument with her mother, and be on time for dinner with her ever-patient boyfriend. The open house is slow, but when her last visitor pulls up in a van as she's about to leave, Annie thinks it just might be her lucky day after all. Interwoven with the story of the year Annie spent captive in a remote mountain cabin, which unfolds through sessions with her psychiatrist, is the second narrative recounting the nightmare that follows her escape. Her struggle to piece her shattered life back together, the ongoing police investigation into the identity of her captor, and the disturbing sense that things are far from over. Still Missing is a shocking, brutal, and beautifully crafted novel about surviving the unsurvivable and living to bear witness. Holy cow, that sounds good. Ooh, that sounds really good. Yeah, that sounds good. That might go in my SBTR pile. Soon to be read. The next book I picked up was Angel's Rest by Charles Davis. Let's see. Growing up in Virginia's Allegheny Mountains, 11-year-old Charlie York lives at the foot of an endless peak called Angel's Rest. A place his mama told him angels rested before coming down to help folks. In 1967, his town was a poor boy's paradise until a shotgun blast killed Charlie's father and put his mother on trial for murder. Holy cow. For mysterious reasons, his mother entrusts his care to an old black man named Lacey Albert Coe. Lacey tells simple stories about the good and the bad that compose life's sweetest music. But when a reclusive Korean War veteran is linked to his father's death and Lacey is victimized by hate crimes, Charlie hears only silence. It's not until Charlie embarks on a dangerous midnight journey pitting him against his darkest fears that he finally hears his own song playing out. I don't know about that one. That sounds kind of different. I don't know. We'll see. How much did I pay for that? Let's look. I paid $2.50. Not bad. I'm sure it was the cover that got me. Because I got this a while back. We'll see. So, the next one I picked up was Between the Lies by Michelle Adams. And this one actually, the cover, it kind of looks like this other book, but Between the Tides, that I actually started and DNF'd. But anyway, it says she believes what she's been told, but the truth is a whole other story. Kind of pretty cover. Yeah, pretty. So this one says, she wakes up in a hospital with no memory of how she got there. No idea who the people are who call themselves her family. No sense of who she is, or was. But once Chloe Daniels returns to her childhood home, she slowly starts to piece together the details of her life. A house by the sea, a successful career, and the car crash that caused her to lose it all. Chloe's loved ones tell her that they want what's best for her. So does her therapist. But how can she put her trust in those that she does not know? And why are certain details about who Chloe is and what really happened to her not adding up? Chloe has a deep sense that someone is lying to her, that there is a world of dark secrets she cannot access yet. The person she used to be may be gone, but the new Chloe will stop at nothing in her quest to find the truth, even if it kills her. That sounds good. So, I typically like books about, like, if someone has amnesia or whatever, and then they put that little bit of thriller in there, you know, little twists and turns about someone's probably lying to her. Psychological suspense, it says. So, I thought that sounded good. Let's see how much I paid. I actually paid $4.50 for this one. Yeah, I don't normally do that at Goodwill. Usually if it's $4.50, I put it back. Just because I know the newer books at Goodwill are more, and they change the price when they start getting a little older. They're in pencil, and I know, I've seen him doing it. The guy that works there, he was erasing it and rewriting a lower price because it wasn't new anymore. Newish, you know, like in the last few months or whatever. So normally I would put those back. But that day I was in the mood. I seen it. I wanted it. I picked it up. I paid $4.50. Yeah. I thought it looked good. We'll see. So the next book I got was Elinor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. So I'm probably one of the only people who has not read this. I have not read it. I don't know why I haven't read it. They actually had 2 copies at Goodwill. They had the paperback and the hardback. This one was $3.50. The hardback was $4.50. And I'm now wishing that I hadn't bought it because I found out the library has it. Yeah. So I would check the library app to see if they had a book before I bought it. But it's kind of a pain to do that because I don't know why, but it doesn't work very good. So I kind of got out of the habit. But I really need to get back in the habit because I sing this at the library later on. Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. I own it now, and after I read it, I can stick it in my little free library and someone else will enjoy it. So if you don't know what this one's about, it says Elinor Oliphant leads a simple life. She wears the same clothes to work every day, eats the same meal deal for lunch every day, and buys the same 2 bottles of vodka to drink every weekend. That's a lot of vodka. Elinor Oliphant is happy. Nothing is missing from her carefully timetabled existence. Except sometimes everything. That's where the synopsis ends. Let's just read like the first paragraph to see if we can get like a feel. It says, good days. Says, let's see. When people ask me what I do, taxi drivers, dental hygienists, I tell them I work in an office. In almost 9 years, no one's ever asked what kind of office or what sort of job I do there. I can't decide whether that's because I fit perfectly with their idea of what an office worker looks like, or whether people hear the phrase work in an office and automatically fill in the blanks themselves. Lady doing photocopying. Man tapping at a keyboard. I'm not complaining. I'm delighted that I don't have to get into the fascinating intricacies, I don't know how to say that word, of accounts receivable with them. So sometimes when I'm reading, my brain is faster than my mouth, and then other times I don't know how to pronounce a word. So if I'm reading to myself, I know what the word means. I just kind of, go over it. But if I'm reading out loud, sometimes I don't know how to pronounce a word. Hey, I'm an Okie. So sometimes words don't, like, the way I say words probably aren't the way they're pronounced. I don't know. But anyhow. When I first started working here, whenever anyone asked, I used to tell them that I worked for a graphic design company. But then they assumed I was a creative type. It became a bit boring to see their faces blank over when I explained that it was back office stuff, that I didn't get to use the fine tip pens and the fancy software. So that's the first paragraph in Elinor Oliphant is Completely Fine. So, have you read this book? I don't know. It's not that small. Let's see how many pages is it. It is 374 pages. So it's not that small of a book. So I'm wondering, I like big books usually, and I cannot lie. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Yeah, have you read this? What are your thoughts on it? Normally this is not a book that I would pick up, I don't think. I actually like this cover better than the hardback cover. Looked different, and I actually like this cover better. Maybe that's why I picked it up. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, if you've read this, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. And that's all I have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you check back. More book videos coming up soon. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.